Alrighty, hello people. Oh, that's an interesting angle. So, today we are doing something different. We're doing coding today. So, how well this is going to go on stream, I haven't a friggin' clue. This may completely crash and burn, or it may go brilliantly. We will find out as we go. So, I've already forgotten the first thing I was going to do. Ah, yes. So, copyright-free music. Let's get some of that playing. Oh, okay, that seems like a decent volume. If that is really bad on stream, let me know, but hopefully that's at a good volume for the stream. Right, okay, so the project we're working on it's all written in C#. Hey Lubinix, how you doing, man? Oh, what's this link you put in? Oh, it's to YouTube. Okay, I'm not going to open it right now because if I try and open up YouTube while streaming, my internet will completely crap it. Copyright free. Right, okay then. I will see if I can download that from somewhere later on then actually, because that'll definitely be that would be really sweet. It'll definitely be a change up because this is the same music that I use for like my AFK scenes and stuff like that. So it'd be nice to have something a little bit different for next stream. So what we'll work on today is this is a text-based adventure that I actually started working on back at the start of the first lockdown, and I was working on it for a good 4, maybe 5 months. However, I've not worked on it in a while. I was job searching for ages and stuff like that. I had other things on my mind, so this is the first time I've opened it properly in a few months. This is one part of, well, it's actually like 2 different projects. So the first project is the adventure itself. The second one is the campaign creator. The idea being is that I'm not making a game, I make a game environment, and then people can use the second project, the campaign tool, to create their own campaigns for the game environment. The idea being is you can export it all to one file, and then you can just import that file into a game scenario, into a game environment, and you're good to go with the campaign. That's the idea. It does work as a premise. I got far enough where you can build a campaign in the creator and then export it and copy across into your game files, and you can play it. But I haven't got an actual campaign to... I haven't got a full campaign written for it yet. I was meant to do that. I never got round to it. So that's something I need to do at some point. Probably won't do it in stream, but I'll need to do that. Brilliant. That'll be brilliant. Thank you, Lubinix. The other thing of note is if anyone is interested, if anyone's coders or if you just want to play around with a game, if you type in GitHub into the chat, or you'll see there's a link to my GitHub just below, you can download the project, so you can faff around with a code if you're a bit of a coder yourself, or you can, if you go into the project files, this is my list of many different projects, hang on, here we go. If you go into project files when you download them, you can actually open up the game itself. So this is what it looks like when you first boot it up. Oh man, so it's yeah, no problem, Rubians. Take care of yourself. It was good seeing you, man. So this is the game itself when you first boot it up. So this is going to be the UI that you see, the GUI. The idea is you've got your character stats on the left over here, and then if you're in fights and so on, details are over here. The main body of adventure text is in this big box here. This box down here is for your options that you play through, and then down here is actually a little events box that I will show more of in a bit. The other project is this one. This one is a Windows form, it's not command line, because making the campaign in command line would have been really quite painful. It's still got some bugs. It still needs some work. Again, this one is available up on my GitHub if you all play around with it. Oh man. So I suppose best way to start this would be showing a little bit of what you can do to make a campaign, and then how you can like export it to. It exports all to XML, so you can actually edit the file after it's been exported if you know how to write in XML. You could write the whole campaign in raw XML if you wanted, but it would be an absolute bitch of a job to do. Not sure where to really go with this. I'll be honest, I don't know how to present a coding stream. It's a little bit different to what I usually do. So if I'm not really on it, it's just because coding is not something that I would normally present in this kind of format. So it'll be interesting to see how we go. Ooh, okay. So yeah, Lubix has just sent me that link on Discord. I will take a look at that later on. I would download it now, but my internet will not manage. As it is, I'm hoping that I will be able to push any changes I make to GitHub. That way, if anyone does decide to jump in, have a faff with any of the code or anything like that, they can see the changes we make as we go. Let's just drop a thing in the Discord so people can see we're going. Right, okay, there we go. I think the audio is as well balanced as it is, but as I said, if it is a little bit off, just let me know in the chat and we will get on that. So we've got a few things. I've got a short list of tasks to do. It has been a while since I've opened this, like I said, so I'm going to have to refine my way around the code. That's going to take a bit of time to do. But I do have a few tasks that, because I know I was partway through integrating trap modules into the game environment. You can have traps in the campaign, so all the module types is traps, but I don't think I actually implemented them fully into the campaign. Let's take a look. Okay, we got traps modules. Okay, yeah, that's general settings. Yeah, okay, no. Oh, maybe we did, or maybe I did. Interesting. Module functions, did we? Huh. So we did, so I did. Fair enough then. I thought I hadn't done that. I do need to tidy this up. At the moment, so the way the campaigns work is when you... That's not what I want. When you write your... When you create your campaign in the... Oh. Oh. Come on, Visual Studio. Come on. Right, there we go. So when you create your campaign in this tool, you'll hit File Export when you're done, and that will export to... I'm actually in the environment here, but open this up. So that will export to something a bit like this. This is actually an older one, because it's not got the settings implemented in it. So this is a test I put together just for me to test the original things I implemented. But as I said, it's older, so it doesn't actually have any of the campaign settings that you can add now. Oh, hang on. Oh, so it does. I must have added them. So yeah, the campaign is basically broke down to a list of modules. So if anyone has ever played a adventure book, So you know the adventure book where you write a character sheet and you'd open your book, you read a paragraph, and they'll say if you want to do X action, go to this page. If you want to do Y action, go to that page. This is actually designed to be the same kind of idea. So each module is going to be sort of like a page in the book. And every time you make a decision, every time you do something, you'll go to a different module. Hey Angrad, how you doing, man? Wrong your full story part 1. What? I'm not sure what you're getting at that, mate. Sorry. Yeah, so each module is kind of like your page number. Every time you decide to make an action, it'll go to a different... Why are you redeeming save game, Pixel? Hang on, let me refund that. I can actually do that myself because I'm not stuck in a game. Yeah, seen as though, save the file. I haven't made any changes yet. That's a good point. I could save the file, but I've not actually made any changes yet. So, but that is actually well worth using for later on because I do have a habit of forgetting to save things. No, that's not. Don't open it on that monitor. Open it on that monitor. And then do that. Reject. There we go. You should have had those points back now, Pixel. Right. So yeah, as I was saying, each module is kind of like its own page, and it stores the information needed for that module. So each module can be a different thing. So it can be a story module where it's literally just saying something's happening in the story. It could be a shop module, so you might actually be able to buy different gear in this module, or it might be an encounter module, in which case you have to fight some different enemies. So each of these modules is broken down into different things. Each of these types stores the information for that module. Now, as I said, this is a little bit of a mess. I need to find a better way of doing this. The reason this is a mess is, so this is an object here, or so every time we want a new module, we make a new instance of the module class. And the module class stores some of this information, so like the name of the module ID, I'll explain that later on. It stores what type of module it is. I store that as a byte, which is basically a number between, I think byte is minus 128 up to 128. Or it might be 0 to 256. I can never remember which way around byte and sbyte go. But that's what the mod type is. Whether it's the end of the campaign, so that will tell you if you're on like the final module for the campaign. And then these, so ignoring the options, these are the different types of modules that there can be. So if the module you're on is an encounter module, then we'll store the encounter information in the encounter object. If you're in a shop module, then we store the shop information in the shop object. Now, it's a little bit inefficient because right now, every single module has an object for an encounter, shop, and trap, even if it's not one of them. So if we have an encounter module, it's still storing a shop and trap object. Even though they will be equal to null, so they won't actually be storing anything, it's still storing them as objects, which is pretty inefficient. So at a later date, I need to come back and change this up. Probably using object inheritance, which I won't really explain right now because that's a bit of a longer one for something that I'm not going to be implementing right now. So, you know what, we'll start by showing you a little bit of what the game looks like with that tiny little campaign we've got here. Yes, it is being really slow to draw everything. That's partly because it's all in the console, and I'm trying to use the console here in a way that the console wasn't designed for. but it's mainly because my laptop is a piece of crap and it's already trying to stream at the same time. Normally it would not be that slow to draw everything. So this is the opening screen. The idea being is that you'll only need the numbers at the top of your keyboard to play this game. You don't need anything else. You don't need your mouse, you don't need your full keyboard, just the numbers on your keyboard in order to play this. Hey Paplock, how you doing, man? Yes, we're doing good. We're doing good, thanks. Your category on Twitch is... What? I've changed it. Is it still showing me as in the Dungeon Keeper? Hang on. Let's go over to Twitch. I apologise if the stream starts lagging for a moment. Let's get that changed now, because I told it to put me in. Come on. Come on. Oh wait, can I do this from my phone actually? That might be better. Okay, thank you for letting me know, guys. I will change that on my phone now, seeing as though that is being incredibly slow. No thanks. Don't update Twitch right now. Yeah, it does say I'm streaming Dungeon Keeper. That is not right. Edit that. Category. Is it because I've tried putting in a category it doesn't exist, so it just defaulted back to Dungeon Keeper? You know what, I'm just going to put programming and try to stuff it. Can I just say, do we not... C#? You gonna let me put in anything else, or you gonna just force me to, you're gonna force me to put in something that I'm not actually doing? Hey, Innovodi, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Had that issue myself, it's a pain in the ass. Yeah, it really is. Can I just put in, like, technology? Will it take that? There we go, science and technology. We'll go with that. It's not quite perfect, but we'll go with that. There we go. So hopefully that should have just updated now, so it shouldn't be showing us as playing Dungeon Keeper. Hey, Torskin, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Just saw on Disc you were streaming, and I saw a program, I figured, yeah, so normally I stream Keeper FX, which is a community mod of Dungeon Keeper, a game from like 97. But people are asking me if I'd be willing to do a coding stream, because I mentioned it on one of my streams. I said, yeah, we'll give it a go. So today we're actually trying to do a coding stream as something a little bit different. Work on a project that I started ages ago, but haven't worked on in a while. So we haven't actually started with the actual programming yet, because I'm just trying to show some of what this project is. And then once I've shown a little bit of what it is and spoke about it a little bit, we'll actually get into the programming. Now I see a lot of stats, I'm thinking. Similar. So it is similar to D&D. It's not D&D. It doesn't use their mechanics. But it is kind of a mix, as I said earlier. If anyone ever played any of the old adventure books that were... so you know the adventure book where you'd have a little character sheet and they would say... it'll tell you something. They would say, if you want to do X, go to this page. If you want to do Y, go to that page. It's basically like one of those, a digital version of one of those, but with 1 or 2 D&D elements put into it. So I'm good, just hungry, making food right now. Oh, solid. I've just eaten myself, although I think I had something that my stomach disagrees with. Ah, well. So, yeah, it's a few different things, but the cool thing I'm trying to do here is I'm not making the campaign. I'm not actually making the game itself. What I'm actually making here is an environment that people can make their own games in. So this is the game environment, and then there's another tool that I'm making alongside this where people can build their own campaigns, and then the idea is that they can make their own campaigns, export them, and then integrate those campaigns into the game itself, so that everyone can make all the whatever campaign they like and share all the campaign ideas and stuff like that, and then like basically be able to build like a community game out of this. Hey, Will, how you doing, man? Don't eat yourself. Food for that. If you get desperate. Yeah, basically what I'm going for, I'm building the engine. I don't know why I didn't just say that. That would have been a much better way of pronouncing that, really, wouldn't it? Oh, if you want to blow your sword, delete... No, we're not deleting System 32, Padlock. I'm not that stupid. Yeah, we're going good work. Thanks, Will. Like I said, we're trying to do a coding stream today, so we'll see how it goes. But we'll see how it goes. As I said, if I don't present this very well, I apologise. Presenting a coding stream is very different to like the usual gaming streams that I normally do. So if I seem a little off or anything, that's just because I'm not sure how to present this one to the usual things. So, like I said, it's a bit of an experimental stream. Sounds awesome. I once started making a D&D multiplayer engine in Java, but then got a new job. That's actually not too dissimilar to me. The main reason I stopped this was because I was job searching and I recently started a new job myself. It does kind of get in the way of things, doesn't it? That's ace though. I would have loved to have seen that. This is in C#, but to be honest, Java or C#, both would have worked. What about if you died? Oh my god, that is just evil. I mean, part of me thinks that's a great idea, but that is diabolical, that is. That's absolutely diabolical. I'd prefer C#, don't tell my boss. That's fair. I'm pretty lucky in that, for the moment at least, I'm working in C#. However, later on I'll be working all kinds of different languages. I've got to say C# is my favourite, but different languages have different advantages and stuff like that. Alright, so anyway, back to the game itself. This is basically the general view that you'll be working with, so just to go over it again. The idea is that the player stats are on the left here. If you're in a fight, the fight stats are on the right. This big box here is basically the main bulk of the story. Whatever's going on is going to be told to you in that box. This box down here is the player options. So this tells the player what options they have. And this box here is the events box. So any events that happen inside the game actually get output to that box. In sense of, if any of you ever played Neverwinter Nights, that had a little box where it showed you all the roles and modifiers and stuff like that. That's what that box is, so you'll see more of that later on. What if the game uses consequences like it crashes on purpose when... You know what, these are really evil, and I could integrate ideas like that into the campaign creator. That would be pretty cool. I'm not willing to put anything in that can damage people's computers, but something where the game's just like, so you decided to do something stupid, so I'm just going to, I don't know, delete a random game object from my directory, so you've got to reboot the game for me for you to use that certain item again. I really like that idea. That might be like a stretch goal to integrate later on. Yeah, that honestly, that'd be really fun. If you die, the game taps into your bank account. Oh my god, that would be brilliant. Like, I don't want to do that because I don't want like that. That's just wrong, even if the money's going to charity. But as an idea, that is brilliant. Every time you really piss off the Overlord, it adds a second to you. Oh, that would be beautiful. That would be absolutely beautiful. Anyway, so I do need to update on the main menu that we've got down there bottom left at the moment. I do need to update some of this. So about TAS Infinite. Okay, it's because I'd clicked off the game, that's why. So I think some of this information is a little bit out of date. Yeah, most of it's good, but where it says I also completed 100 days of code, that's not entirely true. I I was going through it, but then I didn't quite finish it. Well, I didn't even get halfway, to be honest. I think I got about 32 days in or something like that. Something got in my way and I missed a few days. I therefore failed. And with everything else going on, I just didn't bother picking 100 days of code back up again. So I need to change that. Do I decide to build a shell of a game? You know what? I'd be better off just changing that to engine. As in I've already said. That'll be a much better way of phrasing that. Yes, but most of that's still okay. What about that bit? I think some of that could probably do with updating a little bit as well. Yeah, definitely, because I do not play as Falmar Rotstel anymore. I have a new D&D, well, I said new at the time of this. I've been playing Lupin Coil for a while now. He's my favourite D&D character. Oh, he's brilliant. So yeah, so that's going to need updating. So yeah, if we go into a campaign selection, at the moment, we only have one campaign item, and it's not really a full campaign. It's more of a demo piece than anything else. So I vote to change channel points for duration of coding streams. Replace Banty with ban if what? Sacrifice highest level creature with delete largest system. Oh, that's brilliant! Oh no! Yeah, I know my laptop is slowly dying, but let's not speed it up by deleting system files, shall we? That'll just get worse. What do I need to redo to ban the use of functions? Oh my god, I'm not using GoTo. I'm sorry. There's not enough channel points in the world you can redeem to make me use GoTo. Oh man, that is horrific. So for those people who don't know much about programming, in terms of programming flow and stuff like that, so the bulk of program actually starts here. So a function would actually be, if I show something really quick and simple. So these things here are functions. So a function is basically a list of instructions. So this is the function that the program starts off in. So I could put static void, I don't know, make money. And if I then went here and put make money, so ignoring this one, when the program starts, it'll see this command. I spelled that wrong. And it'll go, oh, I need to go to a function. It'll then come to this function, and any code inside this function, it would then execute. Now, normally you do, this is called a go sub. So it'll call this function, it'll come to this function, execute any code in this function, and then it will return back here and carry on down to the next line in this function. But in GoTo, it doesn't do that. GoTo basically, it'll go to see this function call, it'll come to this function, it'll complete this function, and then it'll just end. And that might not seem like a big deal, but trust me, you should not use GoTo because that is just an absolute massive ball ache. 100k to ban IDE other than vanilla Notepad. I mean, I could do this in Notepad++, but fuck me. That would be a nightmare. That would be an absolute nightmare. Jokes on you, I'm into that shit. Look, if you guys will jack off to programming, you guys go ahead, but I'm not you. I am not that evil to myself. I don't hate myself that much. I used to edit.com. What's that? I don't want to click on the link because my frigging thing will die, but oh, I'm getting an extra notification in Discord. Okay, that looks like that'll be something for me to solve after the stream. Right, okay. So yeah, if I actually demonstrate what this is now, so that you can see through a demo piece what this is. Oh, it's an MDOS editor. Oh, okay. It's just because it's seeing the .com, so it makes it look like a link on Twitch. That would be interesting to give a go. I've never worked in DOS. That was a bit before I got into programming. I code in VBA. Most people would shit on me, so you know. I'm not a fan of I don't think I've used VBA. I've used VB. I've used Visual Basic. I'm not a fan. But I can understand why other people use it. It's definitely not a very powerful language, but if you're just looking for some quick macros and stuff like that, I know like Microsoft Office and stuff like that use VBA, so it can be pretty useful for stuff like that. So yeah, if we select the one demo campaign we've got, so the first thing it's going to do is we need to make a character, and instantly I'm already seeing a bug. That's cleared. I can't remember if I want this clear or not yet. I think I did want it, but I'm not sure it'll refill. I started programming with QBasic. It basically edit with built-in run function. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I've never heard of QBasic. That's an entirely new one to me. So, let's see. We'll just go with that for now. So, yeah, we will be known as Wolf. Yep. Yeah, welcome to TAS Infinite. Oh, okay, so it's all, I forgot, I made it auto-generate our stats, and it's not showing any of our things, so that's already a bug we've got here. So the idea is, this where you can see already an idea, bulk text is here, options are here, and we'll hit the button for what we want to do. Everything was more painful back then, I can imagine. So we can say we will go home, and it'll take us to the home module. It then tells us what's happening in the home module and gives us the options for the home module. So we can go to bed. Doesn't actually do anything because it's just a story module, but you can start to see how this works. So if we go back to town, we can go to shop. No, we can't because I hadn't integrated the shop module into this campaign. Okay, so I can't demonstrate the shops at the moment, but we can get into a fight. Now, this would be a whole lot better if we could see our stats. Okay, so here we go. So we've just been hit by a bandit, so we've got the fight order over here. So the bandit goes first, and then it's our turn. We can see our enemies. We can also see roughly how much health they have, so the colour of their name will change based on how injured they are. There's no... Oh my god, yeah, I can imagine you wouldn't have anywhere near the online support that you have now. That must have been an absolute goddamn nightmare. Oh, I'm going to go through so much tea. So... Oh my god, we're half an hour into this video. I haven't actually done any programming yet. Okay, so I better get on with this then. So as I said, this box down here is the events log box. So you can see that it's actually giving damage rolls, attack rolls, stuff like that. So you can see what's been going on. I did not notice that yet. If we do that. Yeah, there we go. That almost looks built to fit. Right, okay. So now you can see a little bit. We've got the fight order here. Underneath Pixel's name, the title is literally just fight order. No problem. And then, like I said, it shows the enemies here in rough, and you get an idea of how much health they have based on the colour of that. We've got the events box. We've got our options. Stats should be here, but they're not showing, so I will fix that first before anything. So it's our turn. Let's do... Oh, okay. No. So the way it works is you have stamina, and you have so much stamina that you can use per turn. And different actions take different amounts of stamina for you to do. Bar on the right is filling and... what bar? Oh, you might... Are you thinking of the boss battle there? That's part of the stream, not the game itself. There is no bar as such. Unless... No, the one below the cam. Oh, okay, right. So this is something Visual Studio does. So basically, it's a diagnostics tool. I can see how much memory my game is using at once. I can see how much CPU it's using, how long we've been going. I don't know. It's the way Visual Studio works. It's basically memory over time. So you can't actually. Hang on. If I change to, come on. Why are you not changing? Why are you not? There we go. I was pressing the wrong button. So basically, you can see that it keeps track of the time we've been running the program. And it just shows it over time. Don't ask me why, but it does. Why is it allocating clearing memory? Yeah, so this is how much memory our game is using in real time. So for those who aren't that familiar with programming, Visual Studio is what's known as an IDE. I can't remember what IDE stands for, but it's basically the environment. Development environment or something, I can't remember. But it's the environment that we write our coding, and then as we're running our program right now, we're running it in what's called debugging mode. So Visual Studio keeps track of how much memory we're using. If there's any errors, Visual Studio steps in to stop the program crashing. We can see how much CPU we're using, stuff like that. So that's what that bar is. That's not something I've coded. That's part of the Visual Studio environment. Yeah, I know. It does seem a little bit daft. Like I said, the other axis is literally just for time because it's memory over time. But yeah. Integrated development environment. That's it. Thank you very much, Inavodi. I completely forgot what it stood for. Bad junior developer. Is the stream lagging heavily for anyone else? It shouldn't be lagging. Is the stream lagging for anyone else? Because if it is, I would try and take a look at Streamlabs and see why it's lagging. Convenient piece of shit. It does feel like that sometimes. Yeah, so as I said, for the game itself, if we come back here, you've got a set amount of stamina per turn. Your stamina is based off your dex modifier, which we can't see at the moment. It was lagging. It's possible my internet just shut itself for a moment. Yeah, why is my bitrate dropped to that might be on my end, guys. My bitrate keeps dropping to like less than a megabit. Why? Come on, stabilize. You piece of crap. Alright, well let me know if it gets really bad, guys. If it gets really bad, I will pause the stream and I'll restart the stream and we'll see if that makes any difference. So how bad is it? Because my bitrate's getting really low. It's coming back. Right, okay. Right, okay, so hopefully the stream is better now. I think part of what's causing my internet issues, I've kind of realised this last night. I use power line adapters to be able to plug back into the router. I think something's getting dodgy with them because for some reason my speeds will drop at times or just outright disconnect. But I found last night that if I turn off the power line adapters and turn them back on, they start working again. So just let me know if things get really bad and I'll just quickly restart them again and hopefully that'll fix things. So anyway, I've spent a long time talking and now we're getting to some actual coding. So let's do this fight and then we're gonna start fixing bugs that we know are here. Right, okay. We don't have a stamina left, so end turn. Oh damn, we are not good. Are you in a flat with power line? Also, is there a washing machine on? I'm in a house with a power line. No, I don't think a washing machine is on, but I did just have my heater on in my room, so that could have easily done it. There's a lot of other electrical devices on. Like, there's loads of things that could be, like, throwing the signal off, unfortunately. I don't like power line adapters for this reason, but unfortunately it's the only thing I can do while I'm in this house, so it is just a problem I've got to suck up with for now. Also, we may be about to die, so our sound is just reset. Hit the bugger. Whoop! We won! And we got XP. Oh, okay, now it's actually, like, displaying those. Okay. Anyway, so that's enough playing with those. So we know that for some reason, let's open up that one. So for some reason, our player stats are not showing. Why are player stats not showing? Additional functions. So this class here is the class that is actually drawing to our console. So when we hit start and we get all these boxes from, man, my laptop really is slow, isn't it? All these boxes drawn, all this information, all of it is drawn by this draw GUI class. This is what's known as a static class. So the difference between something like this, which is static, and something like this, which is not static, is essentially when we define a class like this that is non-static, we're saying, okay, here is a class, but we might want to make multiple copies of this class. So for a module, for example, we have loads of modules to fill up our entire campaign. So we don't want it static, because we want multiple copies of that class, each one with different data stored inside it. Whereas for Draw GUI, we want static because we only want a single instance, and we want to be able to just refer back to this one instance. We don't want to be trying to make copies of it. That's really badly explained, but I can't really give a better explanation off the top of my head, sorry. Right, okay, so so get rid of program start, because we know that's working. Update player stat boxes. So we know that our program starts here. Prepare game environment does that. So this one here goes to this class and load game objects. So that's basically just to, this is loading all the different game objects from our game objects XML file. So all our enemies, all our weapons, armor, stuff like that, it's loading in. And then it's going to draw GUI console. So that's where it's actually drawing everything to our console. And then start to play display menu. So that's going to be down here. Select campaign, get campaign files. Yeah, don't need to worry about all that. Okay. Okay, load campaign, load. Okay, so that's the bit that's actually loading it, actually loading our campaign from our XML. Just as I said earlier, if people are interested in looking at this themselves, if they go to my GitHub, which you can get a link for by typing !GitHub, you can download the project files. If you want to play with the code or even play with the game itself, you're more than welcome to. Alright, no problem, Pixel. Thank you very much for joining. Take care of yourself, man. Right. In pub. Oh, I need to make a command for that now. I don't know what the command's going to do, but we need to make a command for that. Maybe I should integrate that command into like a stream game. Load campaign. Okay, no, so we've got that. Wait, display main menu. select campaign. Okay. Campaign path. Wait, what? I'm so lost where my own code. It's been so long since I've worked on this. And being stupid, I didn't comment any of my code. So select campaign. So we've selected our campaign. Input. Ah, okay. Select item. Yeah, so we've got that. So now that goes back to main menu. We need imp bot for when Paplock is not here. It's like bot with an imp. Just need to make like a custom bot. You know, that'd be pretty interesting. I could make a stream bot pretty easily. You can integrate C# apps into Twitch. So I actually have another version of this. It's barely got anything in it. I need to figure out what I'm doing with it. But that was going to be another text-based adventure, but it was with Twitch integration. So you guys in the chat could vote on what you wanted to do. So we could do something like that. Commenting random BS about Horny Horn. That would work. Display campaign menu. Is that not in? Equals campaigns input up to lower. Load campaign. So that's going to display campaign. So where's display? Oh, that's loading in. Aha, game functions. Aha, here we go. Import would sometimes replace a shortwave with the start of a long... Oh my god, that would be absolutely beautiful. And that would be so easy to do as well. I might actually do that at some point just as a laugh, just as a complete pro. That would be hilarious. It would reply to a message in chat with a modified version. Oh, that would be absolutely beautiful. You know what? If you guys give me like a list of ideas for what you want Impbot to do and how it would work, if I find time, I will try and build something for that. Like, it would not be anything big, it would not be anything advanced because I don't have time, but it would be pretty funny to do, to have something like that just integrated. It's just Buttbot I encounter. Honestly, I've never seen Buttbot, but this sounds like absolutely hilarious. Oh wait, no, I think I saw it on Pibsy's stream once actually. Yeah, no, I think I got it. It could be a Discord bot as well. That would be hilarious, but I don't know how to write things with Discord integration. It would be something that would be fun to learn, but I don't know if I've got time to learn that as well, because I'm already trying to learn a lot of other things for work. So, yeah, that would work. But to be fair, I could just build it myself. I have a script which allows for Twitch integration, so it'll probably be quicker and easier for me to just build it myself for Twitch. But for Discord side, yeah, that'll probably work. Anyway, display menu. So, well, welcome to game title. Yeah. Okay, update. If program.campaign.settings.player.use yeah, okay. Start character creator. Okay. Why am I doing system.environment.exit? I really need to integrate my debugger. If British say cozy where Americans say cozy, why is there no lazy instead? You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know. I honestly don't know there, Paplock. I'm afraid you'd have to ask someone who's more well versed in the ways of the British language. So we're clearing the player stat boxes because here we're debating whether we want to go the character creator or not. So program game loop. Program game loop leads back to here. And that gets into the actual... Right, okay. So I think what I need to do is just before Oh, damn, we're still running the code. So just a quick thing. If we do draw GUI dot update, what did I call it? Was it stat boxes? That, I think that was it. I'll ask someone in Lidl while I go shopping later. Oh, that Lidl. Oh my god. Honestly, it took me forever to figure out how you were meant to pronounce that. Why? Because I first read it, I didn't hear anyone say it. Like, it's such an awkward word to pronounce that. Right, let's see if this fixes our little bug. Ah, come on, stop being slow. Alright, okay, so, yeah, the campaign selection, select item. Start game. So it's cleared that for now. Yeah, that's fine. We wanted that clearing. So, yes. Hey, there we go. I don't know why I buggered it up earlier, but I clearly did bugger it up. So now we can actually see our level, health, stamina, AC. We can see our stats and the modifiers. XP, we can see weapons and armor, and we can see our inventory. Sweet. Right, so we can close that. Is Lidl international? I don't know. Ah, yes it is. Okay, I did not know that. That's interesting. Yep, I learned something new today. Don't worry, we both did in a roadie. Like, I didn't know it was international either, to be fair. Right, okay, so what update am I on? That was update 39, so update hash 40. So fixed players stats not showing at game at campaign, sorry, not game, campaign start. Okay, so we got that. Now if we go back here, so that's that fixed, sorted. So now, despite the fact we're like an hour into stream, I'm only just getting to this. Now I want to integrate. I'm going to need another one of visual. No, I don't actually. No, I won't. I want to integrate. I can't remember where I saved the DLL for this, but I built a C# debugging library, which I want to integrate in places for where it is needed. So I don't think we'll need it here because there's nowhere for. There's nothing that can go wrong. Let's just open up everything. Make sure we've got all of these open for now. This class was a pain to write. Okay, so we'll start in program. Oh, the encounter class is going to be a bitch for this. Automate dinner. Alright, no problem, Paplock. It was good seeing you. Thank you very much for the lurk. So we don't need to integrate it here. So start display, we are going to want it here in places. So we're going to want to use using. I can't remember what I called it. Let's go back to Visual Studio Projects. Debugger, bin, debug, net standard, debugger.dll. Okay, so using debugger, and that's going to want a reference now, isn't it? I can't remember how we add references. Add, not new project, existing project. How do we add references? I've forgotten how we do this. This is why you should. This is why I should not have taken a break from programming. No, I don't need to clean the solution. It's not in add. I want references, properties. Now let's change back to that scene so you can actually see more of my code now. That's not it. What? Start display. No. How do you add to... I've forgotten. Ah, add reference. I was on the wrong bit. I was on the solution, that's why. Browse debugger.dll. There we go. Come on, you should know it's there. Right, there we go. So we got that reference to that little library. So this is a library I keep meaning to stick on my GitHub. It's not anything big, but basically it's just something that people can use to basically print out a log to a text file if anything goes wrong. Honestly, it's actually really useful. I didn't realize how useful it would be until after I started using it. Why do we have those in? We can get rid of those. I'm not using those libraries right now. Right, so don't need it there. Right, so it's places like here where basically if so actually I can show this actually. So when the players first show on the main menu, if they press something that isn't... Actually no, I don't think they would be able to. I think I've got limits on them to stop them inputting things that aren't used. Come on. Normally this is a lot faster being drawn. However, I do think it's kind of cool the way it's showing being drawn. Yeah, so if I go there... Yeah, okay, no, okay, so in theory it should never actually reach default. Even so, just in case it does, we can go debug.log. Oh, bleed out, which way around was it? Was it message then variable, or was it message then priority, or priority then message? I can't remember. It'll yell at me if I get it the wrong way around. So main menu invalid input. So the way this library is going to work is if I go back to... Where are we at? This is the one we want. So if we come back to this folder over here, go bin, debug. So why have we got all of these .dlls here? What? Why are these all here? They should not be in this. Alright, well I don't want to delete them, but I am going to move them. Because they should not be in that. So cut. And we'll just stick them in another folder down here for now. Come on, give me the random DLLs. And we'll stick them in here. You watch, somehow this project's gonna break, even though it shouldn't. Alright, go back to that directory now. Now it shouldn't be for random DLLs. It doesn't even use some of them. Yeah, it does need that one, so that's fair. Right, so is this still going to run, or is it about to cry at me because it doesn't have the DLLs it needs? Okay, no, I know why it's crying at me. Right, so it's message then priority. It's because I made this library a while ago. There we go. But no, it can be a lower priority than that. Right, there we go. So the way this library works is we'll see a folder pop up here called debug.log. No, not debug.log. Well, no, it won't actually pop up until that function's actually called. But it'll basically make a folder in our project, in our actual app folder, and it'll be called debug logs or whatever I called it. And in there, it will keep a list of any bugs that we call the library to log. So things like this, we can tell it what we want it to log. So in this case, it would be main menu invalid input. In theory, that should never be called because I've got code to determine that the player's input is only ever what's on the options list, but it can go wrong. But in the event it does go wrong, it will go to debug.log, and we can set a priority for how big it is. So the priorities can be low, medium, high, or very high. Something like this is a very low priority. So if a better way of showing this would be actually if we copy, paste, put it in there. So a bug like this, in fact, no, it would actually be a bit of a high priority if the main menu's not working. Let it get all drawn up. There we go. So if we hit quit, right, that took a second to kick in. Okay, so you're just gonna keep putting all the DLLs in there. I don't know why you're doing that. That's a pain in the ass. I don't know why you're feeling the need to display all of them. You don't normally display them. You know what? I'll deal with that later. This is a pain, but it's a pain in the ass we can deal with. I wonder if I'll be able to stick them in their own little separate folder. So yeah, you can see we've now got a folder called debug. In here we've got debug log 1. So every time the program's ran, it'll make a new debug log, but it'll only make a new debug log if that debug's called. So we've got the date, the time, which log it is, a little bit of computer specs, of which that should be 16 gigs, but fuck the laptop, for whatever reason it's only using 8. We can see how many total logs there are for bugs. We can see how many of each priority there are, and then it'll split them up and actually list these bugs. So the only bug in this log is the one that we've just put in that isn't actually necessary, but I was just using it to show this library. This is a library that I keep meaning to put on GitHub, but if anyone wants at any point, I'll happily send over the DLL. I'll stick it up on GitHub where I get a chance, because it is actually fairly useful to use. Whatever happened to the rest of you, I have no clue. I never found out. Like, I can only assume that one of the sticks has died or something in the laptop, so don't know, but just gotta make do for now, as annoying as it is. Another thing this library can actually do is it can keep track of your CPU usage and your memory usage as well. But I'll show that later on. It doesn't show GPU usage. I was looking into that, but from what I found, you can't actually do that with C#. You've got to use either C or C++ and get right into root low-level hardware. So I'd have to basically write the code in C, C++ to get right into low-level hardware, and then put that in a C# wrapper in order for it to work. It was too much work. Couldn't be bothered to do it. That's why that's not a thing. Anyway, so we can delete that because we don't actually need that log. It's not actually necessary. I am going to change that to a 3 because if that's breaking, we can keep that as a 1, and then if we just get it to call display menu again, display main menu. So if just in the event something does break, I'm also probably going to pop off just to make another cup of tea. The amount of tea I go through when coding is even more than the amount of tea I go through when playing Dungeon Keeper. So all of that's fine. It'll break each time. Select campaign. Yep. Okay, I don't think that I need to. Okay, no, that's fine. So, because that's only going to show things that are okay. Load campaign data. Actually, no. Where's our bit calls load campaign data? Actually, Where do we call load campaign data? That's probably going to be down here. Yes, it is. Right. So, cancel. Right. So, we're going to do a try. And then we'll stick a catch next to this. So basically what we're doing here is this is the code where it's determining what campaign, or all of this actually, is where the user's selecting what campaign they want to play. And here it's taking that input and it's going to load that campaign in. So what we're doing is we're going to tell it to try and do that. But if it encounters an error, rather than the program just crashing, we will have it come here. So if there's an issue with this, instead of crashing, it skips out that code and we'll catch the error and we'll go debug .log. So it was the message, then priority. So this will set as a high priority. If we can't load in the campaigns, the game can't be played. So we'll put that as the highest level priority as a critical error. Actually, no, because it might not be. No, because it might not actually be a problem with the code itself. It could be a problem with the campaign. I'll put it as a medium. It defaults to medium anyway if I don't put in anything. Right. Oh, hang on. Let's try and keep to a certain standard here. So, main menu, invalid input. Okay. I need to come up with a standard for this, basically just to try and keep the error logs tidy, just so I don't get a different one for every time. So that's in the main menu. So but no, if we use the display, if we use the name of the function that it is in, and then the reason why it has failed, so in this case it'll be invalid input. So down here it would be the select campaign function, and it would be error loading campaign. Okay. So that should be fine. They're fine. They shouldn't need anything. I am going to. We are going to put some code in for this, just because it's a lot of different functions. Because as you can see in the campaign files, there's a lot of different modules it's loading, a lot of different objects it's loading. And if I get a debug log and all it says is, oh, error loading in file, that could be a problem with any one of these lines of code, and I won't know why. So we're going to put in a bit more in there, just so that we can try and identify a little easier what it is. So we won't fill out for all of these. Hey, Simon Jacoby, thank you very much for a follow, man. Glad you're enjoying the stream. So we're not going to put in try and catches in every function, because that would take forever and there will be a bit of a mess. We can narrow it down quite easily by just going actually, how should I do this? So we'll do it here because we can see what kind of module it is and stuff like that. But even then, that won't tell us where in the file the error is. It'll just tell us what module it is, and if it's like a story module, that could mean anything from the first module up here right down to the last module down here, of which when these campaigns could have 300, 400, 500 odd modules, depending on how big the campaigns go. I don't know how big people want to make the campaigns. How am I going to do this? Because I can't get the line of code it is on. And I could keep track of how many modules we're in so far. So, that might be the... Mind you, we've got mod num here, haven't we? Hang on, let me reread my code. Like I said, it's been months since I've worked with this, so I can't remember how it all works. So mod num keeps track of what module number we're on. We're in this big for each loop where it's reading every XML node in the file. Mod type reads that from the attributes. Mod name it gets from the attributes. Yeah, name, mod type, the ID, which the ID doesn't really matter as much in the game environment. The ID is more used in the campaign creator, of which if I do more coding streams, of which if people are interested in coding streams, I'll do more of. Not very often because I do it as a full-time job. I don't want to burn out, but if people are interested in seeing more coding streams, I will do them more often. But yeah, the ID is more used for the campaign creator. So yeah, we can use mod num to keep track of which module it is actually. Mod child. So this is each module node. Wait, how is it loading campaign? Oh, it loads in campaign settings separately. Yeah, okay, I'm being daft here. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. So load general settings. So there's nothing in this one, so we don't actually need to worry about that one yet. Load player settings. Try. And then catch. Oh, bleed out. What does hashtag region do? Literally, nothing coding wise. You can just use it so you can see that I've got loads of code in this region. So it's something you can use to try and separate your code to make it more easily readable. So it's kind of like a tabbing system. You can see that you can close bits of code if you don't need to see it. It's still there. It's just no longer displaying it, so I can focus on the bits of code I want. That's what the regions are there for. You can split your code into different sections. So like all the code in this particular region is for the campaign selection. It's just to make it more easily readable for you and other developers working on the project. Works with curly braces too? No, so the regions don't have an impact on the code. They make no difference coding wise. The curly brackets do have coding impacts on the code. So the curly brackets are used to determine what function it's part of, stuff like that. So for example, these two curly brackets show that all this code is inside this function. And then another one would be like, these two curly brackets show that all this code is inside this if statement. So you can't split code off with the curly brackets. The curly brackets are there for a reason. The regions are there literally just to make your code more readable. Really? Okay, I did not know that. If that is doable, that'd be pretty cool actually. I have to look into that because it would be a pretty cool way of splitting things up. Anyway, like, close that. No, actually, I won't keep that open. Actually, what am I doing? Right. So, I think there is. I guess it depends on the compiler. I don't know about C# though. Maybe. I think. No, I don't think it depends on the compiler too much because it also comes down to coding libraries. But I could be wrong in that. Like the compiler could make a difference. At the end of the day, as much as this is my job, I still have loads to learn. And do not take what I'm doing here as gospel in programming. For the love of hell, don't do that. Quite possibly, would be my answer. Right, so nothing general settings. So load player settings. Is there anything? Wait. Load player settings. Wait, what? Load player settings. Oh, right, okay, yes, so those are different parts of the player settings. But hang on, let's change that back. So we'll actually copy. Instead of putting it in the functions themselves, just so that we've got it all together, we will write in these instead. Just because then it's all in this, I can see it's all within one function. I'm curious how the compiler would deal with putting entire sections of code within one scope. The idea might make it a collapsible. You can actually do that already. So, like namespace here, I can just collapse the entire file if I wanted. And then I can collapse specific classes. So a better one to show that with would be here. I can collapse complaint class, module class, and then just working options, for example. So you can already do that in Visual Studio, at least. I don't know for other compilers. Uses curly. Oh, I see what you mean now. Yes, actually, yeah, no, you are completely right, Will. Yeah, I completely misunderstood what you meant beforehand. Yeah, it does use the curly braces. Okay. Right. So let's. We don't need campaign selection. We've already done it in that. So try load general settings. Catch. Debug.log. Load settings. Node. Error loading general settings. And now we will do the same. So collapse that try because we don't need that right now. Else if So all of this is just error checking code I'm putting in right now, just in case something goes wrong. Open that up again because I can't remember what debug.log load settings node error loading player settings. There we go. It would make sense to me if the curlies could be used in more ways that I know of. I mean, there could be other ways of using them. I've never... I don't know, how else could you use them? I've never really just sat down and thought about other ways you could use them. I wonder if there is something to do with how the compiler works, actually. It would make sense. Not sure. It's an interesting thought, that one. Right. Close that try. Close that. No, leave that one open, actually. Else if try. There we go. Catch. Debug.log. Forgot our little apostrophes. load settings node error loading enemy settings. Okay. Okay, so close campaign, give it done there. Close settings node. Close you guys because we do not need you guys right now. But no, we'll just scroll down. That'll be better, to be honest. So that's all settings. We've done all the settings. So now we're getting into campaign node itself. Right, before we get into the campaign node itself, I'm in need of another cup of tea. So we'll call a quick break here while I go make a cup of tea, and I will be back in a few moments. That was the wrong shortcut key. Alrighty, so I'm back and I've got another cup of tea. Let's carry on with, why have I got 424? Oh, because I've got my short keys. Right, so loading campaigns. So probably go on to in these cases. So now it didn't really matter for these settings because we only have one settings thing, but we're gonna have loads of modules that this might be. So we'll go on to keep track of the module number it is, because then we can refer back. Oh wait, those module names can change though. Okay, so I'm going to want to, in the campaign creator, put in a module number for each module. Well, that's easy enough done. That's going to start at 0 because it's a list. Modnum. Where do we change modnum? Modnum is down here, so we're going to want to add 1. Okay. The reason modnum starts at 0 is because all of this is done in terms of a list. So I store all the modules in a list, and lists and arrays and everything like that in programming start at 0. It's something that can be very easily tripped up on for new people to coding. I know it took me a short while to get used to that. Right, okay, so try... Catch. Right, okay. Debug.log. I know this looks like a lot of error checking, but trust me, you want a lot of error checking. And while most of the program won't need this much putting in, it's mainly for, because this is going to be loading big files. If something does go wrong, I'll want to be able to figure out fairly easily where in the file it's going wrong. Like I said, if these files are several hundred, if not thousands of lines long, and I'm looking for one line that's wrong, it can be hard to find otherwise. It really messes with people if something suddenly starts at index 1. Wait, does Google Docs start at 1? Oh man, I very rarely use Google Docs, but if it does, that would completely bugger me up, because after years of programming, I've got so used to it being 0. Oh, that's an absolute pain. What? Sometimes that's even worse. Oh, at least be consistent. If you're going to start at 1, at least be consistent with it. God damn. That's just a nightmare, that is. Right, so it's part of the load campaign node. Error loading story module. Mod plus mod num plus 1. Okay, no, hang on. I'm going to need to put that in brackets, aren't I, to try to do the calculation before actually. There we go. So the reason we put that in brackets is this is a string. So a string being basically words. And this is a number, and we're turning it to print the number, but we want it to add +1 to the modnum value before printing it. So we can use the curly bracket, we can use the brackets to say, look, you see this bit of code? Do this before you do the rest of the line, type deal. Elliot was working on something. I was very surprised to learn about that. Really? I would have thought, why did Google, of all people, they're normally like pretty big on the whole like integration and developing thing. And the fact that it's inconsistent as well. Damn. That would be a pain in the ass to dev for. That really would be. You know what? That would not surprise me. It makes sense to Google. Of course it would. And sod anyone else who wants to use their libraries, eh? Sod anyone else who wants to use their libraries. So try that. Debug.log. Wait, I didn't actually give it a we'll give it a medium priority. What? Oh, come on, John. Come on. Debug.log. Now I can't type. What has happened to my typing over the last few months? How the hell I managed to successfully get a job where I can't type for crap at the moment is beyond me. Loading options. Well, this technically the options are a module, but loading story. So we'll go object because they're all objects, even the options. So loading options object. There is a way to write scripts that interact with a Google document. This is spreadsheet data. Really? I did not know that. That's actually pretty cool. That's going to be a real lifesaver sometimes. Save a hell of a lot of time. I really like that they implemented such an interface. How easy is it to use said interface? Because I know like other like people have there's interfaces for other things like Word documents and that, but some of them are an absolute nightmare to use. So like, how easy is it to use? Wait. Object mod and plus mod num plus 1 bracket to 2. There we go. Documentation is hard to find, but once you get it, oh, that's not too bad. Documentation. I really wish more places would make their documentation easier to find. Like even though all the issues I have with like Microsoft and like the way they work and stuff, at least like their C# library, the documentation for the C# libraries are generally fairly easy to find. That's one thing I will give them, but other places that's not always the case. Catch. Right. I wrote a Python script that makes incremental backups to a Git repo from a specific Google Doc. Okay, that's pretty cool. I know Python's really good for that kind of thing. I'm not a fan of Python myself, but I do like see the advantages of what it can be capable of. Incremental backups. How often does it make the backups? Is it like triggered by a specific event, like when it sees a file gets changed, or does it do it like just periodically, like every couple of hours or so? Okay, load module debug.log load campaign node error loading encounter object mod plus mod num plus 1 and to set that to a medium priority again. That's not semicolon. Git compares the data. That's fair. I start the script hourly. Okay. So every hour it's checking the data, and I'm assuming if it sees a difference in the data, that's where it pushes commits. That's actually really useful. Actually, I'd never really thought about making scripts like that. I wonder if I could do something similar for C#. That would actually be incredibly useful. Try catch. Oh. So, grab that. Debug.log. String it, John. String it. And learn to type. Definitely learn to type and how to read and... Oh my god, just learn how to be human. Error loading shop object. That's spelled wrong. Mod plus mod num. Mod num! Mod num! God damn it. Wow, I really am out of practice of just doing basic things. Even though Google Docs has a version management system built in, I like to use Git my own backups. Yeah, to be honest, I think I'd rather use Git than Google stuff, to be honest. Git's not perfect, but it does do a lot of stuff pretty well. I only started using it about a year ago myself, but I don't think I'd go back. It's definitely worth using. Like whether you just use the vanilla version yourself or whether you're making changes to it but still using Git's backend, it's still really effective. Oh my god, I can't even spell debug. Alright, there we go. And then we've just got the traps modules left. And then that'll be enough for the campaign loading. Because we don't need every ins and out. This would just give us an idea for where the error is in the file. It'll let us know that. So debug dot-log load campaign data. Is it or is it node? Oh, it's node, you tool. And you forgot to string it again! You don't want to actually call the friggin' function. Load campaign node. Error. Loading. Just realised there might be a better way of doing this. Once you get in, it's incredibly easy to use. Oh, you're running local Gitterlite server. Oh, interesting. I've never actually used that. There's so much stuff that I'm learning about. It sounds really cool to actually try and use. Also, I think I've just wasted a lot of time doing this. There's probably a better way of doing it. Of course there's a better way of doing it. I'm a goddamn idiot. I'm a goddamn idiot. Just realised instead of doing it this way, I can just put the try statement above the switch and get it to. I'm a goddamn idiot. Goddamn idiot. Let's undo everything I've just done. God damn it, John. This is why you think what you do through encoding, and why I am a terrible coder. And the more I learn about coding, the worse I get at it. Come on, come on. No, do that. Right. Undo all of this. I hate writing code and then realising that I could have made it better, so undoing everything I've just done. Luckily, this is not the worst I've ever done, but I have done times where I've spent like a full 2 days writing code and then realised I made an absolute mess of it. Right, so we can actually do it like this. Try, and this is so much better. Switch in there, and then we can put the caps here, and we can just get the name and that from God's sake. As long as you keep learning, you don't permanently suck. Also, making mistakes is human. Yeah, it is very true. At the end of the day, particularly with programming. Why is switch, what? Why is that? What do you mean it doesn't exist in... What? How have I buggered this up? How did I bugger that up? That's interesting. I think being too harsh on yourself drains stamina and reinforces non-fun. Coder don't make a habit. Yeah, that is very true. For myself, I just beat myself up because as daft as it sounds, it helps me encourage myself to do better. But that's just because I'm a bit of a backwards person. Everyone works differently, and generally, as Will just pointed out, you always want to just keep learning. And so as you keep learning, you'll get there in the end. And just don't worry about it. I know I mutter to myself a lot. I bash myself a lot. That's just how I work. But for others, yeah, Will has made a good point about brainstorming reinforces non-fun. If you're not enjoying it, and coding should be fun, there will be times where you will pull your hair out, but you should enjoy it. So, alright, let's see if I can figure this out. Like, why? Okay, if I do the captcha there. Alright, well that all stops crying for a moment. So now if I do that, is it going to cry again? Okay, I must have got something wrong with the parentheses. That's the only thing I can think of. Anyway, so now we want debug.log. I've forgotten what I was. Oh yeah. What was it? Load campaign node. Load campaign node. Error. Loading plus so we can get the type of what it is from modchild.name object mod. And then we can get plus mod num plus 1. Then parentheses medium priority. There we go. That looks so much better than what it did beforehand. I was thinking surely there's a better way of doing this. Yeah, the answer is yes, there is. Alright, so that's it. We won't bother with it down there. Actually, no. We do want it in that bit. So we can minimize that for the moment. Display campaign menu. So we can probably just copy the same kind of code that we had up here. Rather than completely restarting. Or rather than just closing the app. So instead of display main menu, we want to display campaign menu. Change that to display campaign menu. Invalid input. Again, low priority because it shouldn't break anything. So it doesn't need a high priority. Campaign. Okay, so none of these have any real functions. It's more down here. But we can, because the way the program works is everything's basically in one big loop. So every time the player makes a choice, it will go to the module that the player is about to go to. It will come back with it, and the player will, okay, better way to explain this. The player will input their choice, and that choice will then be taken, and the game will go to a campaign and go to a module that the player's gone to go to. And depending on what that module is, things will happen, whether it's a story module or a short module. They'll do what they need to do. It will then ask the player what they want to do next, and it will return the player's input for what they want to do next, and come back to this loop to go get the next module that the player is going to. So it's basically constantly jumping from one module to the next. So what we can do here is again, I'm not keeping track of the module numbers. So I feel like with having module numbers would help diagnose issues with specific campaigns, because the issue might not necessarily be the code, it could be something with the module itself. Now hopefully if it gets to a point where it's able to get into the game, all the code should be okay. I am planning on writing something that will check XML to make sure that the campaigns are valid campaigns and that they're not broken, but that's going to be something in time. And I'll probably integrate that into the export system inside the campaign creator. But that's going to be a short while away. Coda, listening to you is fascinating. Well, I'm glad someone thinks so. Oh, God. Well, that one was just painful. Coda, half your RAM is missing. Oh, right. Okay, so, yeah, we'll do the same thing here. So, try and catch. So, we'll put... Oh, hang on. So, we'll grab all of that. Throw it in there. Catch debug.log. Ooh, I put debugger. That's not right. Oh, I haven't I haven't given it the library, that's why. Using debugger. Oh, come on, John, you should be able to spell debugger. There we go. Also, not use any of that apparently, so we can get rid of all those. The only library we're using in this particular namespace is my own personal library. Right. The viruses have broken through your firewall. Your code can't get to a library. Oh, I wish I could actually voice act the word for damn, because those would be absolutely brilliant to read out in like the mentor voice. The viruses have broken through your firewall. Your code can't get to the library. Oh, I wish I could voice act word for damn. Okay, so debug, game loop. Okay, so, so if there's an error here, it's having a problem with a specific module. Now I can't call out exactly which module it is, but I can figure out what type of module it is. Your Windows is angry. It wants to be rebooted. Windows can fuck up. I can get the thing. Thank you, Will. I don't know how that relates to it at all, but you've just helped me figure out how I can actually get the right module. All the modules are stored in a list, so I can just get the position that module is in the list. Now, I need to figure out exactly how I can do that, but that means I can get the module number from that. Right, that's how we're going to do it. Right, so game loop, error with module, So how am I gonna get? Wait, hang on. How am I gonna get that position in the list? That's gonna be a nightmare actually. How am I gonna get that? Oh wait, mod choice. That's what mod choice is. Oh, I can't even spell with right now. Plus campaign dot modules mod choice dot name. We'll go with the name for now. We'll get the number later on. One of your classes does a great impression of you, making it. Oh, that's brilliant! Okay, that's the best one so far. Oh, sorry guys, that's the best one so far. Absolutely love it. Good old Warriors, eh? As if I've only had 2 cups of tea so far. Oh, something's not right here. Right, okay, so that's that done. Oh, now we've got to friggin' load, putting more try captures for more loading data. Okay, right. close all those. We don't need these classes right now. Oh, I forgot I put the dice roller in this one. Don't need it right now. Right, okay. We want this lovely piece of good for nothing, go die in a hole code. Okay. Yeah, I like it, Pablo. That was a good one. Right. Oh, I made... This needs pulling out and sticking in its own... All of these need putting in their own functions. They're all in... Okay, let's get on. Let's get them in their own functions first. Okay, so here... void, load... Hang on, how do I structure it down here? Let's try and keep it similar to load settings node. Okay, load campaign node. Okay, so alright, go do something productive. Alright, no problem, Pablo. Thanks for jumping the stream, man. Take care. Hope to see you doing more stream. Honestly, this one's been going alright. I've been a little less productive than I thought I'd be, but it's gone alright. I'm glad you're enjoying. So I'll look at doing a few more in future. Take care of yourself, man. Yeah, I won't do coding streams really often, mainly just because it is my day job and I don't want to burn out. But I've seen as though this one's going fairly well and people seem to be enjoying it and interacting. I'll look at doing more coding streams. One every few weeks or something like that will probably be about as often I do them. Like I said, won't be too often. But I'll look at doing more coding streams. Okay, so void. So first one is enemies node. Enemies node. Okay. I would suggest a stream where we try and figure out the DK. That would be pretty fun, actually. It would also mean that I don't need to learn the DK editor beforehand if I'm doing it on stream. That takes less hours out of my week for me to sort out other things, if you know what I mean by that. So that would actually be a pretty good one if we do it on stream. I don't know when we'll do that yet. But if people are okay with me learning the editor on stream, as opposed to learning it off stream and then we do stuff on stream, then yeah, I will happily do that because it will save more time. And the editor I want to learn is the Adikit. I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's basically the console editor. I don't know anything about the editor that's supposed to be powerful with a... Yeah, that's the one I wanted to learn. Adikit? Was that what it was called? I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, I've got that one. It will be that one. If we all figure it out together on stream, I'm sure we'll be able to figure it out. So yeah, so we'll do it on stream then. I don't have them on my laptop right now. It's actually on my external hard drive, wherever I put that. Oh, it's over there. But yeah, I do have that one, so we'll do it on stream then, if people are okay with that. Okay, load enemies node, but it's going to need a node argument, if I remember rightly. Yeah. Oh wait, that's not the right one, it's this one. Yeah, we're giving node arguments. Oh, we don't need mod num here because we're not using... we're not sticking them in a list as such. So... if I... Okay, so we want XML node. We'll keep it as the same name for now, so I'd have to retype out. Wait, why do I have bollocks? Yeah, so now we want to grab all this code. And before I start making a large change like this, actually. Let's just count down. Let's make sure our program actually still runs with the changes we've made so far. Just in case I've botched it slightly. We'll know where I've botched it as opposed to trying to check the millions of things I've changed. Campaign selection. Select item. Yeah, looks like it's working. No. We're on stream. What am I doing, John? You've got to use Warriors. Warriors! I didn't even spell it right. No. Warriors. There we go. Of course we will be known as Warriors. There we go. Yeah, it still works. Sweet. Right. Okay. So we can uncomment all this now. Let's now grab all of this. Copy. Delete. Stick it in there. Now if we now do load enemies node, and we want to pass it node, not mode. I can't spell. So let's just get these functions working, and when we know these functions work, then we'll be putting in the trying captures. So weapons node next. So minimize that. So void load weapon. Weapons. Node 1 XML node. There we go. Yeah, go ahead if you've got suggestions, mate. Go ahead and make them. Like I said, if anyone wants to make suggestions, I can't promise I'll implement them, but if people want to make suggestions, feel free to make them. Like I said, this whole project is up on my GitHub, so if you want to download it, feel free to download it. Be judgmental on the code if you want, I don't care. If you just want to play the game, go ahead. If you want to make a campaign and send it over, if you want to make a campaign and have the campaign in the game for when I stick, because I am planning on sticking it on itch when I get to a finished date. Feel free to send over a finished campaign and I'll happily stick it in there so long as it fits within a few guidelines that I'll figure out later. A node.load function. Oh, I have not heard of that. It simplifies the code, calls load. Module itself implement the function however it likes. Oh, let's have a quick Google on that one. Hang on, come on. C# node.load. Because I have never seen a function like that before. You have to make that function yourself. Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you meant there was a library function for it. Could I do that? Would I be able to do that with let's see. I'm not sure I'd be able to do that because the thing is, it's got to load in different attributes and different things depending on what the node is. So I don't know if we can make a one node function for every single object. If you know of a way of it working, let me know and we'll see if we can try and integrate it. But I'm not sure if we can. I'll be honest, I have a little bit of... I don't have much experience with XML. I'm still learning to manipulate XML data. So if you know better ways of doing it, let me know. If the node class is not something you can add to, you can always make a load node function that basically implements what you are doing. How would that work though? Because when I'm loading a node, I have different attributes. So it's like for the armor, I have a function to call that it calls for every time it loads a armor node. But how would that function work if it's going to call armor and enemies, for example, when they've got different attributes for that XML load to node? As far as I can think of off the top of my head, I can't think of a way I could get it to be able to load both. Do you know of a way it might be able to work there, Will? Because I'm not sure. I know this is not the neatest looking code, but I can't think of a better way of doing it. Well, putting it in functions helps, I'll be honest. I'll keep putting it in functions for now, but if you do come up with a way I can implement it for different types of nodes, do let me know, because that would be something that would be interesting to try and implement. Oh, bleed out. There we go. It has to select the type of load, just like you would. Oh, but the switch statement is in another place than the code where load is called. Oh, I think I have an idea what you're getting at now, actually. Let me make some notes. So XML node load function. One function to load nodes, pass object for loading data in. Okay. So it makes the program flow much clearer. Yeah, it really would do that. So the load code would be like yours for all nodes. Load code can contain a switch statement which handles unexpected node types. From the switch, you can call that type specific implementations to parse load it. Okay, I see what you mean there. I'm not sure how I would do that right now, but that would be something to implement further down the line. Okay, so I've made a note of it. For now, we're going to implement it as I am right now, but that's something I'll come back to, simply because I'm going to need to spend more time figuring out how I'm going to do that, and I'm not going to be able to figure it out while talking on stream. It's going to be a lot of me sitting here silently for probably about an hour or so trying to figure out how I'll do that. But that is a really good idea. Thank you for suggesting that, Will. That's definitely worth giving a go. Right. Load weapons node. Pass it node. Void load armor node XML node. Now that I'm spreading it out between different functions, I can also see what you mean a little bit better already, Will. Node. Helps if I spell node right, because it is case sensitive. You're almost there already. You are making the functions like load weapons node. You can just call those from a function called load node. There's just one switch statement to select. Oh. I see what you mean. Switch this to a... Yeah, why am I using if statements, actually? I use switch statements elsewhere. Oh, it's because I had it all in the... Right, okay. You're making functions like... And you can call those for a function called load node. Right. So we can keep all the loading any XML. We can keep to one class. Okay. Replace by calling one function within load node that contains a switch, and you're there. Right. I see what you mean. Yes, that makes so much more sense. Also, has that music stopped? Yes, it has. We'll restart it because I don't have... Oh, do I have any other copyright-free music? I don't think I do. Not installed. I need to get more copyright-free music. Yeah, okay. We'll get that implemented then. At least some degree of it, because that's actually a pretty good idea. We'll probably, for now, keep game objects separate from the campaign loading, just for the sake of ease for now. But that does mean later on we could potentially integrate game objects loading and campaign loading into the same area if we were to integrate it like that. Probably be better optimized as well, actually. Now that I think about it. Void load potions node. No, not end it. XML node. Right, and then paste all the potion stuff in there. Right. Okay, so now. God damn it, right. And then load potions node. So let's just make sure all of this works. We'll make sure this works just so that those functions, so we know those functions are working properly. And then we'll look at integrating that switch, and then we'll go back to putting in the exception handling. Well, it's not technically exception handling, but the debugging data. Alright, yeah, that's definitely working, or those bits wouldn't be displaying. Right, so if we now just comment that code out for now, so it doesn't do anything. Try catch, might as well get those in there for now. So we'll leave catch empty for now. If we go switch, oh, bleed out. So I could get to call a yeah, no, we'll put it in its own function actually. So void determine node type XML node. So try determine node type node. God damn it! Right, got there in the end. So try determine node type. Yeah, that is actually going to look a million times tidier. Oh, I wonder if it's worth changing it in the campaign loading then later on. Switch. What are we switching? We're switching. Is it node name? Node name, that's it. Node.name. And then case. Enemies. We want load enemies. So just to check I'm correct, confused about the name, I would expect determine node type to return node type. This function does more. Ah, yes, you make a good point. That is not a very good function name. Good point. We will change that in a sec. Break. Okay, so instead of I'm gonna say we don't want it to return the node at all. So load node by type would be a better way of putting it, I think. Load node by type. There we go. That would be a better way of putting it. Nice catch. Break. So now case. Enemies, weapons. So now, just to check, well, that I am in the same line of thought as what you were saying. This is what you meant, and I've not gone off a completely different tangent to what you're actually saying. I think this is what you were saying. Load case, weapons, type, so load. Oh, bleeding out. Load weapons node. Node break. What you're doing looks sweet. You say I thought it was, but I have had times in the past where someone's explained something to me and it's like, okay, so that's what you want me to do, and I went and did it and they came back when actually that's nothing like what I told you to do. For some reason I sometimes really misinterpret what people mean when they suggest something in terms of code. Like I always end up getting it to work. Just what I implement and what I was told to implement aren't necessarily the same kind of thing. I think I just don't necessarily see code the same way or something. I don't know. Either way, that's now working. So case armor is it next? Yep, armor. What is it? Yeah, spelt like that. Good. I can spell supposedly. Load. Armor node break case potions load potions node break. There we go. So we got that going, so we can minimize that now. Get rid of this code, we don't need that anymore. To test if all load functions work. We will be able to test it in a moment. I'll show you how. So, what was debug.log. Why do I keep... Oh, I know why. I keep forgetting to... Wait, Why? Did I never clear out the libraries that these classes weren't using? Right. Using... debugger. There we go. Bam, 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 bam. It helps if I can spell debug right. Debug.log. Right, so load game objects. I've just realized something. I've been putting the name of the functions, but I've not been putting in the names of the names of the files they're in. I should probably do that. I'll do that in a moment. I'll go back and edit all the others. Load game objects. Error loading. How did I display it in this one? Mod node.name object plus node.name plus object alright, so that's fine, because this will tell me whether it's an enemy in the enemies we failed, weapons we failed, armor. It won't tell me which specific one it's failed loading in, but we'll know whereabouts we're looking. Oh, hang on. This is going to be pretty high, because if this doesn't load in, we've got no game. So I'm going to put that as a 4. Critical priority. Because we got no game if that don't work. Right, so we'll make sure this works. I forgot the break. Stop. Right, okay. So we'll put that there. Right. Yes, right, there we go. So now we're in debugging mode. So now if we go game objects, we should see there's what? It should be a static type. Oh, that's why. So we should see these lists are these lists are populated. Sweet. So yeah, we can see that these things are that loading data is now working, because what this is checking is it's checking these lists which store the objects that we are loading in. So yeah, our code for all this is still working. Right, I am also going to go back. I'm going to make changes to these, because I've just realized if I'm just putting the function name but not what class they're in, I could be searching all through my friggin' project. So we'll go on. I should really update the name for this one from program, but leave it as it is for now. Program / game object. Wait, is that still gonna work? Because oh wait, no, it's / that's the escape character, isn't it? Sweet, that's still working. Save game. It saves automatically every time that I run the every time that I run the project, it saves. So yeah, every time I run the project, it saves and stuff like that. But what I will do, now that that's come through, I will refund your points for you. There you go. Yeah, Pixel Sword did that earlier. At first I was like, oh, that could be pretty useful, but I forgot that every time that I run my code, it auto saves it for me. So that doesn't really make much difference here. Right, so let's make sure that's working. Looks like it's going to work. Sweet. Yep, that's still working. This would run so much faster if A, my laptop wasn't crap, and B, I wasn't streaming at the same time. Right, okay, so that still works. So make sure we use / because / is an escape character. It's fun. Right, open that up. Which part of the program takes so much time? It's the draw GUI class. So the problem being is that I should point out that everything bar one class I've written myself. So this draw class I did get from online. I can't remember who I got it from or where I got it, or I would reference them. So I feel really bad about that. But this draw class allows me to draw boxes to the console. All the rest of it I've written. But that's the bit I call, so I can say, right, I want a box of X length at Y height at A and B location type deal. The problem being is the console's not meant for drawing to like this. So, is there? Because that would be a lot better than this. Because the problem being is that if I load it up, the console is basically like an array of characters. So you can see, luckily the lag actually makes it clear. You see when the cursor slowly moves down here? That's because when it prints something to it, you can't just change what's already printed. You have to draw back over the top of what's already printed. Now I have got a few things in there to optimize it, but I need to put more in there to optimize it further. Luckily, it actually doesn't make much difference. Like, from the user experience point of view, you can still play really quickly. And like I said, it's only been this slow. One, because my laptop's a piece of shit. And two, because I'm streaming at the same time. Even if I was to stop streaming, it would be going more than 2-3 times as fast as what it is at the moment. So, raw GUI elements in the console. Many CLI use that, like MOCP, MCX. I used to draw to consoles all the time. That's interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. Like I said, a large part of it is because I'm working on a crap top and streaming is taking a lot of its power at the moment, making it quite slow. But yes, it is also just a little bit on the slow side anyway. To be honest, I kind of like the slowness, because it's not slow enough to actually be frustrating. It just kind of adds a sort of aged feel to it, but even so. Right, anyway, so we don't need this class right now. Yeah, that's a very good point, to be fair. If a 64 MHz machine does it faster, something's wrong. I'm so sorry, I cannot pronounce your name. 0204, nice to see you, man. How you doing? I'm sorry I didn't try and pronounce your name, but I'm afraid I just can't. Try to run the program from builded folder. Yeah, that is a good point. We can do that. Come back here. I don't know why it's putting all these DLLs in here, so I'm going to have to figure that out later on. Yeah, so that's already a load faster. Considerably so. So, yeah. Because it's not running the debugger as 0204 pointed in the background. That is so much faster. Whoo, sweet. So much faster. There we go, close that. As cool as that is, that's not actually getting on with things. Oh, Murray. Right, okay, what am I doing? So I need to make sure that I'm actually putting... so this is going to be start display. So start display / display main menu. Hang on, let's just copy and paste that. I've made this a whole lot quicker. Right, okay, same there. Start display, select menu. Where's our next? Here it is. Start display. Wait, why? Oh, I can change this. Oh, sorry, we'll go with this for now. I'll fix that later on. Fix that later on. Where I realised I added a mess for no reason. Same here. There we go. Start display. So we can actually test if that works. Actually, if we go to campaign 1 and we I don't know, bungle that, remove that L. Now, if we go to here and we try and load that, we should get a loading error. Oh, I don't know what my program's going to do, actually. It's loaded it anyway. By the look of it. How is it? What? Okay, so it has broken. Hang on, let's go check out debug logs. This folder is empty. What? That's not right. It almost looks like every character waits until a frame is drawn instead of writing to a buffer that's drawn at once. I'm not sure. I'll be honest, I don't know much about how the console works with drawing things to the console. A lot of this has just been me experimenting around, learning as I go. So, hey, Firewalls, how you doing, man? We debugging in production. I don't think we're as far as production. How you doing, man? It's been a while, eh? Yeah, we're not in production. We've just adding some various debugging things to our program, but it looks like our debugging things are not working. So how the bloody hell did that not like die? Hang on, if we close that and then open campaigns, campaign 1, let's make absolutely certain that that is the... Oh, yeah, it was, because it was the options list. How did... Yeah, we have to debug the debugger. Well, that's not fun. I know my debugging library works. I'm going to guess it's something to do with how we read XML. Oh, well, yeah, yeah, you know what? That's a good point. It's not really a debugger. It's more of a logger. I shouldn't call it a debugger actually, but I've already... Oh. Why did you have to point that out, Will? I mean, you're 100% right, but why did you have to point that out? Yeah, that's fair. Right, so for some reason, it doesn't throw errors. Yeah. Yeah, the naming's not exactly ideal. Why is that not throwing errors? Why is that not throwing errors? That... Why does that not... Yeah, I know! Because the annoying thing is, it just carried on. It just tried to carry on like nothing was up. But then it didn't load the options list, which buggers the whole thing up. Was it just like a one-off? No way was it a one-off. Oh god, that's actually really frustrating that it doesn't throw an error. The fact that it tries to just carry on. Campaign selection, select item, start game. Worries. Yes, we'll all be not. Yeah, it's not throwing a... Yeah, and it buggers it up because it's then not loading the options for that. Why? Why? The code never gives up. Full recovery mode. Oh, I'm going to need full recovery mode after this. But I'm not going to be able to get it because I've got to finish planning for D&D one-shot I'm planning tonight. So, yay. One off that breaks things is never just something to ignore. I think yeah, that is very true. You never want to just skip over something. If something's broke, it's broke for a reason. So it's good for you. It's good to always figure out at least what caused it. Even if it's something that's incredibly rare, it's still something that you will try and figure out. Right, hang on. So it's going to be in the options. I've just realised why it never throws an error. Fuck. It doesn't throw an error simply because it's just seeing what the name is. If the name isn't equal to what it's looking for, it just moves on. It's not trying to grab it anyway. What we need is for it to try and grab it regardless what it is. But then, so all that isn't gonna work. I can't just... Fuck me. Okay, how are we gonna fix that? I'm not sure. When boarding on a new project, there are warnings in the build progress. Oh, yeah. That's with every project. No matter what the project is, every time you join a new project, it's like, oh, there's all these errors. No, just ignore them. We don't. We don't look at them. They'll be fine. No errors. Just click ignore. Oh, yeah, compilers can be whiny, but at the same time, when you see something pop up, it's got like 7,000 warnings. I think 7,000 is a number to be slightly more wary of. Oh, man. I'm not sure how we're going to fix that. My understanding of XML is not good enough to fix that. I mean, technically that should never happen because it's coming from the campaign creator, but it could. There's still the potential of some mods to file or some tries to write a file from scratch. That means I might need to have the verification process as part of TAS Infinite, not as part of the campaign creator. I'm not sure how we're going to do that. Not sure how we're going to do that. I think this should be treated as unsigned int. I don't care what the library guys did. Compiler goes warning, 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 warning. Oh, yeah. Yeah, honestly, when you're sat there and you hear it start debugger and you're just watching the warnings climbing to thousands as the program's starting up, it's like, oh no. Okay. While I debate what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to the toilet and make another cup of tea, because I need another cup of tea. And I will try and figure out what I'm going to do here. This might be an issue that I have to come back to a later date, because I think it's going to need me to... I think it's going to need all the XML code completely rewriting, which is going to be a bitch, but there we go. Anyway, so I will be back in a minute while I've made a cup of tea. That's not... Okay, my shortcuts are going to cause me issues. Actually, you know what? I'm not tabbed into a game. We'll do it this way. Alrighty, right. So, not gonna be able to fix this for now, because I'm gonna have to like completely reconsider how I do my XML loading for it. So we'll move on for now and get some. We'll face integrating our library checks, but that's a pain in the ass. Didn't think I was gonna have that kind of issue. I should have figured out that I was gonna have some kind of issue like that, but it's still a pain in the ass. Still a pain in the ass. Here we go. I still need to update that, but that's a pretty low priority. Campaign. We'll actually save that. Yeah, we don't actually have anything there. Okay, objects. Yep, so here, game objects / load game objects. Player. Oh, this is one of my messier classes. It really is. Right. Okay, we won't with any of that. That should all be okay. These we will. 'Cause some of these ones. Oh, some of these were bitch to do. Why have I got it referencing itself? I don't need to do that. That's just messy. Hey, Moolah, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Right, let's do this then. So this is player inputs. This function. Hang on. Hang on. If we put that in there, and then I will explain what this function does in a moment. What exactly? Yeah, okay, we're actually doing something a little different, Mueller. We were talking about this in the Discord. We're doing a coding stream today, so this is a project I've been working. I was working on over last summer and kind of got put on hold for a while. It's a C# project where we are making a game engine for people to make their own text-based adventure games. So it's something really different of Dungeon Keeper. It's definitely more evil, as Firewalls has just said. Coding's an absolute sod. We will still be mainly doing Dungeon Keeper streams, but this one's been going fairly well, so I'm going to start doing the occasional coding stream as well, so as though people seem to have been enjoying them. If you close your eyes, you'll see just as much as I know. Don't worry about it. I'm meant to be a junior developer, and I don't feel like I know that much more than that, to be honest. Like, the amount of silly mistakes I make at times, it's kind of amusing. So what we'll look at here for this particular function is this language is very similar to other languages. more power. Yeah, that's true. So these two functions are to detect when the player's given a choice to make. These two functions detect keyboard presses and detect when the player hits a button from 1 to 10 or 0 to 9 rather, to take those as inputs for the player's choices. I'll be honest, getting this working was a right bitch, but that's a completely different conversation. Platform locked for Yeah, that's pretty true. That's pretty true. Right, okay, so if this has errors of any kind, we want debug.log. This is in the player class forward. God damn it, string it, John. Player class / what's the function name? Player inputs. So yeah, I'm very sorry if you came here looking for DK, Mulot, but I'm afraid I'm not doing DK today. My next stream will be Dungeon Keeper again. Don't know when my next stream will be yet. Maybe Tuesday night. We'll see. I'll put it down in my Discord below. I'll let you know. Isn't there reflection? I hate to respell the location, the debug lines. What do you mean by reflection? I'm not familiar with that term. Hate to respell the location, the debug. Oh god damn it! I've done it again. Oh, it's because I've not added it to. I keep forgetting to do this. Using debugger. There we go. There we go. That you automatically get the package / method name or even line number. No, because this debug.log is my own custom library. It's not that advanced. Nowhere near that advanced. That would actually be something for me to add later on to that library. That would be really useful. I didn't know you could get specific line numbers though. That would be pretty cool. That's something I'm gonna have to look at. Because I do want to add more to that debugging library. Because at the moment it's just a logger. You can log things like this and give them priority, and you can also log like the CPU performance and stuff like that. So, but being able to like really get down to like the package and method name would be a lot easier than me typing it in. Can implement? Yeah, we could implement it. Make a print function that adds your message to information. Yeah, that would be the idea. That would definitely be brilliant actually, because it would save me having to try and put it in myself. So if I can figure out how to do that, that would be a million times easier. Did not know we could do that in C#. Well, that's something for me to add later on, but let me make a note of that. C# debugger and reflection. There we go. So I will add that to the library later on. Once you get an example of how, yeah, that's the thing. When you get an example, it's a lot easier to implement after that. For now, we're gonna have to stay with it this way until I add that to the library. But that's definitely gonna be worth adding to the library. Error reading player inputs. This is going to be another critical error, because if we can't get player inputs, the game's not bloody well working. It's also often realized as a macro or with a callback function, because otherwise you have overhead even when you're not in D. Ah, that's a good point. Yeah. That's something I'll have to read more into that, because I won't know how to prevent that. That's definitely going to need some research before I can try and implement anything like that. Right, anyway, so we can get rid of that. Now we want item input. This was a nightmare. Right. Oh boy. In a project I was working on, we used a macro that implemented this. Oh, interesting. C is capable of a lot more. It is a bit of a pain, but it is capable of a whole lot more. As much as I like C#, catch, and then all of this in there, catch. Debug.log, string it this time, and again we want player / select item parentheses. I know I've got arguments in that parentheses, but I'm not adding that to this because it's not needed. Oh, bleeding out. Error reading player input. Again, critical error. I don't see why the C# compiler couldn't do the same thing. I wouldn't know. C#, C# does a lot of things for you that C++ doesn't. Things like memory management and that. So I don't know why they couldn't put the same thing into C#. I don't know if I'm just not understanding it properly or if I'm missing something or what. But yeah, I wouldn't know how to make it do that. Okay, so that's already got fixes. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this is not displaying character sheet. That's wait, where do we even call that? Everywhere, we know all that. I'll be honest, the bit I'm not looking forward to is, you know what, I'm good. That's going last. That one's gonna be a bitch. Hashtag define. Is that even a? Doesn't look like it. It doesn't like it. I mean, I could easily been using it out of scope or whatever then, but it doesn't look like it does. What does hashtag define do? I'm not familiar with that one. Okay, so here we go. Store loop. Oh, should be lowercase. Nope. Still does not like it. Again, could be out of scope, but doesn't seem to be showing anything. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. Can you do that in C#? I don't know. I've never tried implementing macros in C#, so that would be interesting. Right, display awares. Oh man, this one. This took a while to implement. I remember this. This was fun. Before any scope brace. I mean, it's got to be inside namespace because you can't have C# code outside. Hang on. Doesn't look like it. I'll try it outside the namespace, but you don't normally have code outside of a namespace in C#. No, still not. Also, again, I've got code that I'm referring to libraries that I'm not using. Why? Why did I not get rid of them? Okay, well, like I said, I gave it a try, but it doesn't look like it. Not seeing any options there, no. What? So I wonder if that's just a C# thing. Getting some of this working was an absolute sod. Oh, this one's bringing back some memories. Oh, the amount of angry cups of tea. Not as many as Encounter, but still a few. Enough. Oh, broad GUI. Ooh, you know what? I know that doesn't need anything. Events class. This is a fun one. Oh, I liked implementing this one. All this one is doing is making strings and returning them. So I don't think we're gonna need. No, I don't think we will for that one. This one, however, this is one of the messiest classes in the entire. Oh, I don't even remember how this one works. This one's gonna be fun. Right. Get rid of those. Get rid of that. Save. Right, so we've got encounter NPCs, we've got our fight order, we've got the amount of XP that the fight is worth, we've got the amount of gold they earn from the fight order and the initiatives. Cured your confusion. No, C# does not support pre-processor macros like C. Visual Studio, on the other hand, has snippets. Oh, okay. I've never used snippets either. The name rings a bell, but I've never used them. So, yeah, this ensures that we actually have Oh wait, no, that's sort of fine order. Okay. Update. Yeah. Okay. Oh man. So this is determining the order of who goes first in the fight. So we get the player's initiative. Who I can't remember who. I think it was Inavodi was commenting about how it's similar to D&D. Yes, some of these mechanics, it doesn't work the same way as D&D, but it is inspired by sort of the D&D mechanics. So things like initiative are based off like Dex mods and stuff like that. Yeah. And that adds them to the list. Looking back at all my old code, this is such a mess. And such a mess. Before using system. What, as in outside or I'm not using the using system. Oh, before the usings. Oh, I see what you mean. Hashtag define. Oh! I think it's letting me do something. Yeah, that's letting me do something actually. It's probably looking for like something. From Googling, define means something different in C# than in real life. I mean, I don't know what it means, but it's definitely it's doing something. I don't like. I wonder what that does do. Any ideas? You're definitely right there. Have you checked? I don't want to keep referring to you as numbers, but Tekos. Are you okay if I call you Tekos? They're like the end of your name. I apologise if this sounds really offensive, but I just really cannot pronounce it. I'm so sorry. In real life, you can use define to define things, so you can set up shorthand, micro. Oh, okay. Well, Tekos was definitely right with you've got to use it before the using system. So I wonder if you're meant to use it to define macros and that before you define the libraries you're using, or something else. I'm not sure. Actually, I don't think there's anywhere here where we can really use it. Thank you. You know what? Let's take a little look at this documentation, shall we? And I'll even share it on the stream. Let's take a look at this. Okay, if C# preference. Okay. When the C# compiles hashtag if directive, followed eventually by end if directive, it compiles the code between the directives only if the specified symbol is defined. Unlike C and C++, you cannot assign a numeric value to a symbol. The if statement in C# is Boolean, and it only tests whether the symbol has been defined or not. For example, means the symbol is defined. The statement same mean as oh. Group symbols or operands with okay. Interesting. I did not know any of this. I'll be honest, I don't think I'm going to be using this in this project, but for future things, that's definitely worth reading upon. I think I will save that to, there we go, save that to my bookmarks. I'll give it a proper read later on. Thank you very much for linking that, Tekios. That's definitely going to be a fun read later on. Like C++, you can. I get the feeling like you're no longer a fan of C#, Will. Attack enemy, yeah. Okay, you know what? Wait. What the fuck is this? What? I do not remember what the hell I'm doing here. Why have I got... That's just unreachable... Yeah, yeah, I know. Why the hell did I put that? That's unreachable code. I must have been truly desperate when I wrote this. I mean, this was the encounter function. Writing all this out was an absolute nightmare that made me want to pull my hair out. So I probably was desperate, but still. Why I put it like that, I haven't a clue. Oh, if equals 4. Yeah, I don't even know. I guess what I prefer... yeah, that is definitely true. I know I prefer what I'm used to, but I also enjoy learning new things. Just a bit at a time. Trying to learn too much at once can be a little difficult. Here's a way of adding comments. Yeah, I can think of better ways of adding comments. I don't know. What is this trying to do? Right. So this is part of the health potions. I don't enjoy losing a useful tool. Yeah, I can get that, to be fair. I can get that. Why is that took us back to... Why did you do that? So we're checking if the player has any health potions. What? So what is this code down here then? If this is check if we have health potions. And then... That's if we don't use a health potion. This is if we do use a health potion. So updating the story box. This is if we don't have any health potions. So what the bloody hell is this code down here? Not inventory. What? Okay, I'm going to leave that for now. I'll come back to it because I'm not sure what I was doing. I think I don't think... No, there's no way of recovering health without health potions. I think your health recovers at the end of a fight or when you level up. But outside that, no, there isn't. Not during a fight, there isn't. I wonder if... I don't know why I didn't just comment it out if that's the case. I wonder if this was the original version of this. Because here we're calling a function. Oh! Hang on. Right, okay. Yeah, okay. I know what's happening here. Past me was a pillock. That's what it is. I wanted to confuse. Yeah, well, he's definitely done it. So, the way potions were done originally, they were going to be based off player level and stuff like that, and there was going to be different aspects. So this is actually the old regeneration code, and they're updating the player and that. So this is kind of like version 1 of what this is. Now it goes and gets the health regen of the potion from the potion object itself, as opposed to this class figuring it out. This was before I implemented the player's inventory. So, I don't know why I didn't just delete it or comment it out. Don't need that. What I am going to do, though, is just grab all that and add that to here. There we go. Just so that it's displaying... But, no, we won't, actually. That actually looks messy. So we'll undo that. We'll just delete all that. And if it turns out I did need that for something, I'll cry about it later on. So that's a nice code. Yeah, I don't know why I did it that way. That was such a stupid way. Like, at the very least, if it wasn't going to be used, why I didn't comment it, I don't know. Doing it that way was stupid. It really was. Yeah, I've deleted it. Maybe it's fertilizer for new code. Are you using version management for this code? You can always get it back from the repo. No, I've just been updating straight to the main branch on Git. But to be honest, after becoming more familiar with how Git and GitHub and branches work, I do think it'll probably be a good idea for me to start adding branches into it. So that's probably a better way of doing it. So I'll sort that out later on. So we can get rid of that piece of code. That scrappy code's terrible. Oh, now we get on to the NPC turns code, which is pretty much just an echo. Oh my god, I made an absolute mess of this, didn't I? Oh man. That is a good point. It does store the history of commits, actually. If we go on here, we can see all the commit. Yeah. So we can go back and see what the code was like, even if we can't access the, even if we don't have copies of the files itself. Yeah, that is very good too. Honestly, I wish I made more use of proper version management. So, nice commit messages. Yeah, if you have, probably not the best way of putting it, to be honest. There's probably better ways of having commit messages. I should probably implement better ones, to be honest. Like I said in the Discord, do not take what I do as a good way of doing things. Some of it is pretty good, other parts are just like, why the fuck are you doing that? Alright, anyway, so back to changes. So, integrated debug.logs. Yeah, pretty much. Do as I say, not as I do. Oh, update. Oh wait, update 40. Wait, why am I on update 40? What? How am I on? Is this on the right? Oh, okay. That's why. I'm actually on the wrong. I'm on the wrong project here. That's a Stream AFK one. I want this one. And then yeah, update 40. Yeah, but how are you gonna find everything? Good question. Yeah, I should definitely come up with a better way of naming these updates. Yeah, I should definitely come up. I'll leave it as this for now, but that's definitely a good point. Also, I don't remember making this. Oh, it's because of all the. Why are all these DLLs suddenly added? I don't get it. I don't get why all the DLLs have suddenly added themselves to. Anyone else got any ideas? I don't get why all these DLLs have just been added to our project. Like, this makes no sense. Why are these all here? And when I removed them, it just put them all back in there. And I don't know why. It should not need them there. It doesn't even use some of these. Like, we're not using system.diagnostics anywhere in this project. I don't think we're using system.net either. Not using system.skew. Why is it adding? I am so clueless. I do not know. It's not using most of this, no. Our code doesn't use most of this. Of which also, I've just realised the time, so I'll have to end the stream in about 15 minutes, but... Yes. Yeah, Visual Studio has been helpful. Oh, bleeding hell. I don't want to push the commit while that's there, because that's gonna... Hang on. Can I... Can I select... no, we will leave debugger there, actually, because we are using that one. No, that's just gonna... Alright, so we're not pushing any commits right now then, if that's the case. I don't know why he's doing... Wait, pull from origin? Wait, we haven't pushed any... What? What would we have to pull? I'm the only one pushing updates. Well, I have to yeah, normally I have to as well, so I don't know why it's auto-selected them. The one time I don't want it to auto-select them. I have no clue what's going on here. Oh, God's sake, can things just work for once? Yeah, I don't get why, Visual Studio... Adding DLLs to files. Basically, Firewater, for some reason, I don't know if you're familiar with Visual Studio, but every time you build, every time you run your project, you get a few files, and in your debug folder, it's meant to build the release version of the files. Both in the debug and the release version builds a more optimized version, but the debug's meant to give you a version of the files themselves, just like this. But for some reason, Visual Studio is adding loads of DLLs to my root files, and it shouldn't be. Like, I'm not even using most of these DLLs, so I don't understand why it's adding them. Take a nice look at... Well, everything just works. Yeah, I don't want to read too much into that. Hang on. Unneeded. I don't want to read too much into that because that's just going to be horrible. Right, let's see. Come on, Stack Overflow to the rescue here. Maybe because the project has references DLLs. Hang on. Let's take a look. In the... See this in the Explorer window. What do you mean? I'm not entirely sure what you mean there by Techios. Could you expand a little further, or your own old code and realize that the code is not worse than what is running? Oh, gotta love coding, eh? Some diagnostics for debugging, I suppose. Visual Studio Code, where you can create new files. Oh, are they in here? See, we don't... These are all the references we need. So if it was putting them in there, he still shouldn't need to put them in there. But those ones I could at least understand. I don't get why it's adding all... Like, these are the only ones we're using throughout the whole project. Transitive? I don't think so. Because, like, none of the... Like, the thing is, we've got things like system.security. None of them should be dependent on anything in like security.cryptography.csp, whatever that is. So I don't understand why. Oh, automatically implanting in back doors. You know what? I would not be surprised. It's more secure. Yeah, I don't get why it's doing this. This is really weird. And I don't like it. It's doing me nothing. Oh, wow, okay. That's something I don't need to know. That looks like XAML. Yeah, I don't... Can I... No, new solution explorer. What happens if I scope to this? I don't want to do something, it's just going to bugger it up more. Oh, I've done something that's buggered it up more. Wait a minute, is this a list of everything that it's adding to... This looks like all the ones it's adding to, Yeah, it is. So is it just adding all the libraries it's got? I am so confused. Just because I say using system, it shouldn't. It should not implement everything just because I've got using system. I've done that before. I've used using system on multiple occasions, and it's never imported. In fact, I don't think I've ever had it import DLLs into here before now anyway. So I don't get why it's doing it. The only one I could understand is debugger, and that's because it's not a Microsoft library. It's one that I've added to its resources. So not all other Windows machines will necessarily would have debugger.dll. But all other Windows machines should have most of these other DLLs because they're part of Windows. So I don't get it. System got globalization. Conspiracy time. I don't know. It just shouldn't need to import them. Like if it's using these libraries, it should get most of them from Windows. Like I said, I can understand system debugger, my debugger, but the rest it should get from Windows, surely. We'll try it. We've already done that once, but we'll try it. Delete all of that. And now let's try and build the... we'll clean the solution. And then we'll try and build it. Okay. Last update is 2019. 2019? This project didn't exist on 2019. And it's put them all back. But you are right. Wait, 19 for the first. That was round about when I got this laptop. So it's talking about when I first got this laptop. What the hell? I understand the project sometimes wants a specific version of the DLL so it gets it copied with the program. Yeah, if it was something like that, I could understand it. But it just seems to be taking all of them for ones it doesn't need. Welcome to the .NET Standard DLL hell. You're targeting the full .NET framework, but you've installed the Nugget packages that depends on .NET. I haven't installed the Nugget package, so I don't understand why it's doing this. Which depends on Oh wait, which causes MS Build to pull in for kids. At least 13. Find a package that indirectly depends on grade or downgrade it to a version it doesn't. Oh boy, those files probably got copied. I wonder actually. I mean, it'll be a pretty good guess, Firewater. Let's open up. Where am I looking for Nugget? Nugget. Wait, no, Nugget would be in tools, wouldn't it? Extensions. Hang on, there we go. Yeah, well, I haven't got any installed, so okay. None are installed. This is doing me nothing. It's got one dependency for system.resources.management, I think it was, but that's it. I'd have to check which one it was. It was system.resources or something like that. And that's for the CPU and memory checking. This is a nightmare. Yeah, we do need a BS emote. I might see if I can find someone who'd be willing to draw one up for us. I do not know. Ooh, that looks pretty useful. Let's open that. Thank you very much, Tikios. Let's see what this one says. Recently, I've noticed when compiling, Visual Studio is filling up my bin/debug. Ah, yes, exactly what we're looking at. Keeping to ensure. I like how none of the links recross. You should get copy local on reference to false. Oh, okay. Reference is copied to a local bin path. At runtime, a reference in either the call. Oh, okay, so we've got something that's telling it to copy. Oh, well, that's not particularly encouraging to read, but still. Okay, so we will right click on the reference. And wait, but that's only on. Alright, so if we come back here, let's. Can we go? Okay, we don't have properties. Aha. Wait, we've got copy local as false. Yeah, that one I'll leave as true because that's not a normal Windows one, but all these other ones are false. That's a pain. And I don't get why. Damn it, and that looked pretty hopeful as well. What the hell? How many references is he getting if he's got 20 odd of them? Read this. See if this one's any use. No, that's just telling us how to set it. Which we can do that easy enough. Literally just down there. That's annoying. Alright then, well, I think I'm going to leave the stream there because it's been going for about 3.5 hours. As I said, I still need to go sort out D&D for a few other guys. Have you guys enjoyed this coding stream then? Because I think it's not been too bad. Would you guys, I'll probably put, ask again in Discord, but would you guys be interested in seeing more coding streams? Like I said, they wouldn't be too often because it is literally my day job. I don't want to burn out. But I'd be willing to do these every Oh, mate, I'd be willing to do these every couple of weeks or so if people are interested in seeing more coding streams. You liked it, yeah? Maybe try next time. Get ignore, which ignores the dear. Right, that's definitely worth doing because that means they're not going to get pushed to Git at the very least. I'll still have to deal with them locally, but at least GitHub's not going to have them. Yeah. Burnout can be a bitch. It won't be so bad if I could get out and do other stuff as well, but at the moment, coding's like my main go-to. So, alright then. Yeah, I'll do more coding streams then. I don't know when the next one will be just yet, but as I said, I'll do the usual and put it in the Discord. So the next stream will be going back to Dungeon Keeper. Hey, Techios, thank you very much for a follow, man. Glad you're enjoying the streams. So, yeah, next week, as I said, we'll go back to Dungeon Keeper, but we'll do more coding streams in the future, and I'll probably keep working on this. Another one that I'm doing, which could be fun to do on stream, is I'm doing a stream version of this. The reason I didn't do that today, even though you guys will have got to interact more with that one, is because I need to figure out what I'm doing with that. It's had nowhere near as much work on it, and I think I'm going to have changed the direction I was going with that project. So, I don't know if I'll finish Revenge of the Lord next stream, but definitely we're getting close. So, hopefully we'll have that campaign finished before long. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thank you very much for joining in, and I will see you next time. Take care, everyone. Why is that not? For God's sake, Visual Studio is hijacking my hotkeys. Take care, everyone. I'll do this the other way.